I was named after Dr. Martin Luther King, but I idolized you.
Hey, did y'all see what Martin just said, honey? Martin, you be getting on my nerves. You be so extra, honey. With Smitty, with everybody. You be doing too much. All right? Anyway, hey, y'all, welcome to my channel. Hi, I am Shar. I'm your recap auntie right here. That's me. Hey, welcome. We are here to talk about episode number 49 of Beyond the Gates. They even used it today. How'd you get Beyond the Gates? We'll see where that came in, honey. I'm gonna try something different today. I'm gonna go according to the show. Now that I got Paramount Plus and see that the show is only less than 30 minutes long, it didn't take me as long. I don't have as many pages and stuff. And sometimes, I like to do, word for word. But this, I didn't do it because there was not really a lot of nuggets that were dropped. I think Monday might be, and we'll talk about that. So let's get started. We open with Naomi on the phone trying to find shelter for the homeless lady, Miss June. Miss June is funny. She reminds me of what's the girl who played on Lean on Me? She played on Karen Melina White. That's exactly who she reminds me of. Karen Melina White. If you know her, look her up. They kind of remind you of each other. She was on the Cosby Show sometimes. She's done so many little, shows, shows. I think at one time she was married to Malcolm Jamal Warner. I used to have a crush on that nigga. Oh, he was so fine. Still is. But I know you're like, Shar, Auntie, how many glasses you have? Enough. And these are not prescribed yet, but they will be. All the rest you've seen are prescribed. I got two more. Got this one and a black pair. But enough, honey, enough. But she reminds me so much of Karen Melina White. Somebody did mention at one time that they feel that she has a connection to somebody in the show. And it's either they think that she might be kin to Haley. It's somebody. Maybe the Duprees. Maybe that's Leslie's actual daughter. Who knows? Or Ted's daughter. I don't know. But she looked old though. So she might be kin to the Duprees at some point, or maybe Haley. Somebody thinks that. That'll be interesting to see her story unfold, because she ain't trying to stand nobody's. Well, anyway, let's get going. While they're at Orpheus, they are there to try to find her shelter because she stays out in the street and she don't want to be in no street. And you know that Naomi is finally taking her case. So the lady screams out and tells Naomi, I don't need no damn shelter. So she don't like nobody laying hands on her stuff. Remember, the social worker had laid hands and moved her stuff out of the way, throw it in the trash. And they are doing a lawsuit against that social worker or the city or the county about her stuff. And she meant that thing. So Jacob was there also at Orpheus, and he's with her too. And he's trying to reassure her that they do not need another incident like that to happen for her, because she's important to them. And she's like, okay. So Naomi, hair was a little cute today. Like she had a stretched out, twist out, normally be tight, to the chin, but this time it was to the shoulders. It's like, go ahead, Naomi. I like that. I like that look on you. Longer is better. Longer is so much better. And, even in real life, if you look at her page, her hair is longer. I like it on her. So Naomi is going to pull some strings together for Miss June, because Jacob's like, maybe you need to do something, baby. And Miss June was like, look, the only people I hate worse than lawyers are people who pull damn strings. She's like, no offense. I was like, go ahead, Miss June. So Naomi reassures her that, look, I'm a Dupree, honey. I'm a lawyer. And one thing about me, I will never quit. So we get to Vernon. Vernon comes back with the coffee. Remember, he said coffee and bourbon. And neither him, Anita, nor Nicole are in the mood for coffee or anything. He left them alone. He just wanted to leave them alone for some mama-daughter time. So Anita was like, well, I've done my job. Let me go ahead and let you have your fun. And so now I'm going to let you have daddy-daughter time. And that's what he did. She is so lucky to have parents like them, because she is hanging around. Oh, I'm sorry. Moo review, y'all. The Moo is back. I'm sorry. You know me. Damn. Laptop, I'm reading. So if I'm looking down, I'm reading. Okay. Moo review. So she is very lucky to have parents like them, because she is hanging on a thread right now. That's what she says. And Bill, and now we to Bill and Danny. Bill, Danny came over to fuss at Bill about this whole story. And he said, look, he just made a judgment call, but I wasn't responsible for crazy. He said, I just made a judgment call. Damn, I was not responsible for the crazy part that was attached to that baby. So Danny is like, why didn't you tell me at the time I was your wife? He said, again, I made a damn judgment call. He didn't, he didn't mean for crazy to follow along with that. So she reminds him that he wouldn't be Bill Hamilton if it were not him riding on her family's coattails. She just went through this long, hurtful soliloquy like she always does with Bill. And he says, Danny clearly still cares for him. He said, well, I'll be damned. And here I go thinking that you didn't give a fuck about me no more, and you do. You still love me, girl. So she says, you are an arrogant, self-service son of a bitch. Danny, you said son of a bitch too quick, girl. You should have just dragged son of a bitch. You should have dragged that out, girl. So he was like, oh, God, here we go again. Greatest hits by Danny with all her name calling and degrading of Bill. So she was like, he is a fixer for the Dupree family. And Danny asks him, what's going on? Are there any more skeletons in the closet that you hiding from me to protect my family? What's going on? So that you can destroy their lives whenever you're ready to pull it out. Tell me what you know. And he was like, secret squirrel, baby. Secret squirrel. So we get back to Martin meeting Smitty at Uptown. So he just finished working out. Martin just finished working out. And so Naomi called Martin. That was the string that she had to pull for Miss June, to help the lady find a room at the hotel. The hotel just happens to be the same hotel that Ted is staying at. So Vernon told Smitty that he didn't want Martin to know, because Martin is like a volcano, baby. It just builds up. So Martin went to work out so he can get a lot of things off his mind, and Smitty is like, good, because that's, keep it like that. And he was like, as long as it's not. And that's when I told you about what happened. So Danny comes back. We come back to Danny. She says, do you have a conscience for Nicole and that poor woman that you heard? He says, Ted went willingly to that woman's bed. I didn't make that nigga go. So he got his hands dirty for the Duprees so that the Duprees could keep their hands clean. He tells her that it was made clear to him from the start that what he was the role that he was supposed to take in this family. And if she needs to take up her anger or have any questions regarding what he does and what he's done, then you need to go talk it up with the ringmasters, the great and mighty Mammy and Pappy. That's what you need to do. So Vernon continues to pour into poor Nicole and tells her that when you have a child, the pain that they suffer, you tend to feel that even more. And she's like, well, Dad, right now, I got to tell you, I don't feel nothing. I feel more numb than anything. He tells her that, well, soon that shock will wear off. It'll fade, and her feelings will definitely come to the surface. And your family got you, boo. You cry, scream, everything that your heart tells you to do. They will not let her fall. That's another, they came out with fall again. So I think Danny told her the same thing, like, those feelings that you have is buried right now, but when it's time for them to come out, girl, you do whatever you need to do. Because I'm the opposite. I let it out. My feelings are exposed. Everybody sees what's going on, but then it, kind of finally tapers down, but you, right now, you're just still in shock. You don't know what to think. But it seems like she's kind of, Nicole is kind of turning around a little bit. Just a little bit. So Smitty tells Martin that, like I said, the hotel that they have for Miss June is the same hotel that Ted is staying in. So we see Kat come in. She's over listening to them at not Orphe Jeans, but at Outcast Uptown. It's early, y'all. It's 7:32 in the morning, and I'm just waking up. So Martin gets mad again at Smitty. Why does everybody think that I act like a fucking child? Nobody wants to do it. Oh my God. I was like, calm the fuck down. I was like, the reason why you're being treated like a child is because you act like one. he's screaming in the damn club, you know, and and he just gets up and leaves. So bye, Martin. So Naomi comes back. They comes back to Naomi at Orphegene's, and Naomi tells Jacob and June that the hotel, about the hotel, and June is like, nope, I'm not staying. I'm fine right where I am. I can take care of my damn self. So after a little chat, she changes her mind and says that she's doing this with protest. So Naomi tells her, like, look, girl, we need some type of location for you because it's going to help me with your case regarding your things. And if we don't have it, it's going to be hard for us to move forward. So that's when she changed her mind. So we go to Andre. Andre's knocking on the door and goes to visit Uncle Ted at the hotel. And he got some brown liquor in the hand, you know, make things, you know, brown makes you feel sound in the mind, you know. So he went to the hospital. He asked him, so how's work? How's everything? He said, well, Dad, yeah, I went to the hospital and got some really ugly stares from some coworkers, and everybody there who loves Nicole hate me, you know, that life of a cheater. That's how it is. He was like, man, you know, I'm sorry about that, you know. So Ted wants Andre to talk with Nicole. Andre's like, nah, I don't think that she would listen to me, you know, I don't know. And so get back to Nicole. Nicole tells Dad that she thought that Ted was just like him. So Anita stops her and says, she comes, oh no, honey, he's not like your daddy. And she was starting to criticize herself again. She said, stop criticizing yourself, honey. That's not your fault. So Nicole says that at one point she felt adrift. She felt strange at home. So that's why she decided to get herself together to come to her mom and dad's house. And now she feels secure and she feels so loved. So Nicole was like, okay, y'all, I got to go because I got to stand on my own 2 feet. And so she leaves. So Nicole leaves, and Anita is sitting there on the couch with Vern. And she's like, man, I know that you were the king of nonviolence, baby. And I love the work that you did with the marches and the stuff we did together. But honey, right now, I just wanna, and Vernon was like, give Ted Richardson a good old fashioned butt kicking. I said ass whooping. With a leather belt that's wet from the sink. Sting his ass. And she said, you know me so well. I was like, yeah, because Ted just needs a spanking. Ted, he does. He bend over, Ted, I'll spank you. So we get back to Smitty. Kat sits down. She's like, what the fuck is going on with my brother? Why did he race out of here? And Smitty's like, I don't know. And he tells her that Vernon told Smitty not to tell where Ted is staying. See, Vernon is still protecting him. And I think the only reason why Vernon is protecting him is because Bill has his hand in that shit. I really believe that. Otherwise, I don't think Vernon would get involved at all. I don't think he would even touch that with a 10-foot pole. Nigga, you rich, go sleep in the car. Go find yourself another house. You a plastic surgeon. You got money. Do what you need to do. He's only involved, or Bill told him to do that when he found out about it. I feel like he did. And that hotel looked nice. It looked real nice. So Smitty felt that, you know, when Vernon told him to not tell Martin where Ted is staying, he felt that it was a way of protecting Martin. And he was like, maybe I need to start staying out of family's business because it's just pissing him off. And I get tired of fighting with that nigga. I'm just going to keep my hands off and be the happy pappy to the kids like I'm supposed to do. So Kat is listening, you know. I was thinking that she was like silently agreeing. So Bill and Danny are back, continue to fuss about what happened, and it cannot be undone. And she tells him to stay out of her family's business. And he was like, well, they stay away from me? I don't be bothering with them. So he was like, okay, I will. She was like, I mean it. So she walks to leave, and he was like, says something. He was like, I'll stay away from your family. Just like I left your ass. Wasn't it obvious that I wanted to stay away from your family when I left you? And he was like, don't let the door knob hit your ass on your way out. And it hurt her so bad. She says, God, I cannot believe that I was so much in love with the soulless man. And when she left, there was this moment that he felt bad for what he said. I don't know if it was because of his daughters or if he still cared for Danny. It makes me wonder, did Bill tell Danny, did Vernon tell Danny to divorce her because of the corrupt life that he has? He's the fixer, remember? And he did that to protect her. You know, people do shit to protect. It might be off the wall and crazy, i.e. Leslie did what she did to protect. There's a lot of characters in this show, they will do things to protect their loved ones, and it might not seem right or even make sense, but it makes sense to them, so that's why they do it. So it makes me wonder, did Vernon make Bill do what he did? Because that was diabolical. It was like, I'm sure Vernon was like, look, figure it out, but I want you to make sure that Danny's going to be hurt, but I don't want you to be around my wife no more. I need for you to divorce her. I don't care what you do. Find a way to fuck her up her heart. She'll get over. She's an attractive woman. She'll be fine. So Anita was, later on, she was looking through some wedding photos, and she was like, she could always tell on the face of the men and the eyes of how much they loved the daughters. She said, you could tell with Ted. Ted really did love Nicole when he married her. She said, Bill, not so much. You could tell in his eyes that he didn't want to be married to Danny. At least that's what she thought. But Bill has a lot of darkness in his eyes because he's dirty, But it makes me wonder, did Vernon tell him, don't, just get rid of her. Just look. Who's in y'all? Oh, that's Naomi's best friend. Oh, they'll get over it too. Woo her, fall in love with her, get her to fuck you, and then we're going to make sure that we're there so that we can see you getting married to somebody else, so Danny will believe that you really do love this woman. And I feel like Vernon has his hand in that. I know you're like, Shar, you and your wrong predictions. We'll see. As it unfolds, we'll see. And a lot of men have hurt Danny, and it will be even more devastating to her if it's her own father. Especially the love that her and Bill had. You can tell that it was genuine. You could tell that he loved Danny. You can really, really tell that he really did love her. The memories that they have. But I don't see that with him and baby girl. I just don't see that with him and Haley. I just don't. So anyway, after she left, and he had this look of guilt on his face, like, damn, I shouldn't have said that because I really still do love her. Haley comes in, and she just wanted to make sure that he was serious about being done with the Febreeze. And he clearly wants to keep Naomi and Chelsea in his life, but the rest of them, they can go to hell, So he tells her that he may be done with the family. And she was like, maybe you need to make me a promise. Daddy, all that little whiny shit. But he never made a promise that he was done. He said, I may be done, but he never said I am. So there's something there that's keeping them together. So we get back to Kat. Kat tells him, like, girl, you are a great father. You are an amazing husband. And you are a very important part of this family. And if y'all split up, honey, we will definitely keep your ass and toss Martin outside. I thought that was cute because, that's her big brother. So Smitty tells her that he is there for her. And so Tomas shows up. Tomas, I don't like you, Tomas. I don't know. He shows up, and she has to take care of some business because something happened with the orders for the purses. So she had to leave. So he sits down and we see Eva enter uptown, and I'm like, oh God. So she enters real scared, like no makeup. She looks good. She looks like she stayed the night at a hotel or a room or something. She looks better. So we get back to Danny. Danny calls Nicole and tells her, girl, I had to give your pappy hell for keeping Ted's secret away from me. And Naomi was like, Mama, please. Leave him alone. Stay as far away from Dad as possible. And Danny was like, nope. He fucked with my sister's heart. So the Duprees don't run and hide. So Naomi was like, look, Mom, let me deal with Daddy, okay? You need to trust me. I know what I'm doing. I mean, you just got to really do trust me. And Danny was like, okay. And when she hung up the phone, she was like, shit. I was like, whatever. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do, and I'm going to make that nigga pay. So Derek and Ashley show up at Febreeze to meet up with Naomi and Jacob. And they meet June. And so June, they got June the room at the hotel. So Derek and Ashley needs to find out about a bigger place. She was like, Naomi, are you helping people find bigger places and houses? Because we definitely need a big apartment. So she was like, no, she has this new project that she's doing. And so she's helping homeless people. And this is her first person. So get back to Ted and Andre. They're talking. Andre encourages Uncle Ted to keep the faith. Things will work out. So he leaves. And he go pretty, we will find out where he goes. So Ted gets a knock at the door again. Like Ted is the visitor, but he gets a knock at the door. And it's Martin. No evil ass. So we get back to Smitty. Smitty leaves the bar. Tomas sees Eva eating alone. He asks if I can join her. She's like, of course, you want to sit with the most hated woman in town. You know, me. I'm so sad right now. I feel bad for what I did. So he was like, look, I don't judge you. You know, I'm still your friend. I want to, know you because I thought I did. So he says, and he tells her that she surprised him. He never would have pegged her as a malicious type. So she was like, see, it hurts even more coming from you. And he was like, chill with that, So Andre goes to see Aunt Nicole, like I said. So he slips and tells her that he wished that he would have told her before about the affair and not Eva. And so Nicole is pissed, like, wait a minute, you knew and you didn't say nothing? Like, wow, all these people know about this shit but me. He should have told his wife. So she didn't understand, but she understood, but she didn't. So we get back to Jacob. Jacob takes a call and has to leave. And the hotel calls and tells him that June is gone. So he going to go find her. He said he has an idea of where she is, and he asked Derek to help him because he can't handle her strong ass. Although she little, she need 2 big men to come there and take her ass, bring her back to Orpheus. So Ashley checks in on Naomi about the family drama. Naomi looked at Nicole and Ted's marriage as like being the ideal couple. But if they can't make it, I mean, damn, who can? So Ashley's like, no, girl, y'all will be fine. You and Jacob, y'all will be fine. Y'all are not like them. And who knows, their information and information. I'm sleepy, y'all. Their situation will definitely work out, okay? So Martin's ass walks into the hotel room and sees the bottle of the wine or the bottle of brown that Andre left there. And he gets snippy and asks Ted, he picked up the bottle and says, oh, did you pick up another habit that you kept secret from all of us? So Ted tells him, look, go ahead, let me have it, nigga. I know. What else do you have to say? Martin is like, don't tell me how to fucking feel and what to damn say. Do you expect me to forgive you? And if I do, I don't even know who to forgive because I don't even know who you are. Remember, his mammy said the same thing. So he goes through a lot of stories of how he used to brag on his dad when he was in school. Everybody would talk about how their dad would show up, but Ted was the greatest dad, and he would come there all the time. And how he chose to be over the debate team, over the basketball team. You was always meant for the debate team, honey. Don't even try it. But I looked up to you, Dad. I looked up to you. And so y'all saw the scene where he says, I was named after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but I idolized you. I said, that was a line. I had to capture that. That was a good line. So he tells Ted to go ahead and say what he needs to say. Go ahead. You got some lies. You're going to treat me like the rest of your victims. So I was like, okay. So get back to Bill. He's taking a call and he gets a ping that pops up on his little tablet. And it's actually, remember, Smitty had to leave. Smitty got an invite for Bill to come over to the house. So he comes over. So we get back to Anita and Vernon, and they're talking about Vernon was like, girl, don't let this shit get to you. And Anita was like, I can understand if he cheated because they were going through some issues and other stuff, but cheating on her while she was having those miscarriages and all those years and pretending to be a pillar of the community, lying to us all, it's definitely unforgivable. So Vernon says that he believed that woman, but you got to understand, baby, he believed that woman aborted that child. Anita reminds him that he did that to their child. He could not be trusted. Vernon is like, it's hard for any man to be trusted, but on one thing I do know, he's about to get the tongue lashing from his mom-in-law. And Anita was like, I'm going to walk up one side of that nigga and down the other. And Daddy was like, she comes in and was like, yep, and he deserves every minute of it, every second of it too. So Danny seems to be happy and chipper. She tells him that she went to see Bill. And Vernon was like, now, Danny, that was not a good idea. And she says again that she's done with him. You know, Danny says it every time. She's done with Bill, but he's got to pay. And he's like, oh, shit. So Andre tells Nicole that Andre tells Nicole that he should have said something. And he asks her for her forgiveness. And she tells him, it's not your fault, honey. Andre reminds her that he does love her, that he's hurting, that Ted is definitely hurting. And he would never have done this if he knew that he had a child. Because Ted is a good-hearted guy. You know, if he knew that he had that child, he would have definitely had her more included. They would have worked through that like years later, not an embarrassment. So Nicole says that hearing that causes more pain to her. So here we go again. Vanessa bringing her ass in the show when it's almost over. I'm like, what's going on with that? It's like every time I turn around, Nessa is bringing her ass and at the end of the show. She busts in, Nicole, and hugs her. Gives her a huge hug in Nicole's house. So while Andre is still there. And then I also, like, does nobody have locks on the doors no more? This particular episode, the only person who knocked was at the hotel. I think if everybody could walk in that hotel room that Ted stayed in, they would have. Because at the Dupree's, Danny busts up in there, Chelsea walks in. And I mean, I got to remember that it's all the ground, so nothing's really locked, really. Bill's house, Danny says the door was unlocked, so she just walked the fuck in. We see somebody else walk in at the very end. We'll talk about that. Andre walked in, I think. Of course, Vanessa walks in. I'm like, don't nobody have no damn, you know, not manners. That's what is manners. So, anyway, Tomas is really surprised about Eva. He really thought that she was different. He really thought different of her. He thought that he got to know her, and she claims that he misjudged her. He is trying to understand. He tells her that she can talk to him. You know, I'm your friend. You could come to me and talk to me. You didn't hurt me. That was them, you know. But remember, you know, that Kat had asked him, don't be friends with her. It's like, when you start telling a man who they can't be friends with, watch it. That's like telling a child, don't touch a hot stove. They're going to try it to anyway. They're going to do it because they're not married. I don't even think that they're girlfriend and boyfriend. I don't think that they've established a relationship with each other. And he wants to get to know her. We could tell that, you know, that Eva is a fast ass girl, that she's fucked around. But of course, Kat hasn't. But you can't put rules on him like that because he's not officially yours. He can be friends with anybody he wants to, baby girl. I love you, Kat. I really do. But I think that that's wrong for you to put those demands and stuff on him like that. I just think that's wrong. So Bill asked Smitty about his return to reporting. He's really happy about that. And Bill offers his assistance if needed. And he says that the town runs on a lot of favors and that, you know, they can be useful with one another moving forward. So Smitty couldn't understand why. So, and he says, I need for you to remind your husband that we are all on the same team. And so Smitty is asking him, what team? And Bill says, oh, Martin will understand. So he's dropping nuggets. So back to Martin and Ted. Martin is like, you ain't got nothing to say? So Ted tells him that his mom is his universe and he loves her more than he loves his life. He apologizes for putting them through this and will do anything that he can to get his family back. So Martin is confused and leaves, and Ted says that he loves him, and Martin says nothing as he closes the door and leaves. And then I like that the Ted's number on his room was 111. If you look at it, he's standing outside. He's at 111. There's a reason why. I need to know, producers, why did y'all put him in room number 111? I need to know. Is angel number? Is he gonna die? Or is that significant for change? Because is it no the 15th? So the 15th is on a Wednesday. The new Ted will be coming on a Wednesday. So yeah. So Jacob and Derek brings June back to Orphe Jeans, and they want her to behave herself. So of course, again, she meets Ashley and Derek, and she's not impressed. She's like, I don't like no damn hotels. I like the underpass. This is where she's going to stay, and is where she belongs, and there she belongs there, and there ain't a damn thing that y'all can do about it. So Eva is not proud of what she done. She knows that she let things get too far. And in the end, she wanted to protect her mom, her dad, she said, which is really, really funny and weird to say. And Nicole, she said, because she loves and cares about them all three so very much. And so she says, I failed all three. And she knows what she did was really, really wrong. And she feels bad about it. So she breaks down and cries because she didn't want to sit there with Tomas, because she knew that, it was different. She knew that she did something wrong. She tried to stop it. That's all she talked about. So she breaks down and she tries to leave, and Tomas grabs her hand, and then he squeezes it really, really tight. Like, I'm here for you. Don't leave. No, don't go. I want you to stay. And the cat returns, honey, and watches from the wings. So Vanessa is there talking with Nicole, and they chat about Nicole. And so Nicole was like, girl, for a long time, I thought that your playing around with all these different men was too much. But was too much because of your commitment to Doug. She said, but now I'm starting to think that your way was the right way. Giving your heart to just one man, girl, your heart will be handed right back to you. And Vanessa was like, girl, I'm really surprised of what happened, because Ted seemed like he really does love you. I don't know what that he does. So, Vanessa was like, yeah. She said, look, girl, I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. I hope you understand. She said, oh, no, Vanessa, like, I got it, girl. But if you need any help, you know where to call me. I want to be the first one that you call. She's like, I will, girl. And so she tells her to leave the door open because she has some food that's going to be delivered. And so she's like, okay. So we hear a knock on the door, and we think it's the food delivery guy, but they switch scenes, and we're at the hotel. Ted is the man of the night, you hear me? And honey, it's Danny making her rounds. He opens the door. She says, it's Danny, Teddy boy. Or is it my scum of the bag it's my scumbag brother-in-law, Teddy Bear. He lets her in. He's like, come on in, girl. Here I am. I'm a punching bag tonight. I got Everlast written on my chest. Come on, let's do it. So he lets her in, and she says that my sister is too nice to tell you what piece of shit you are. But I'm there, and she warns him to prepare for the worst because he sure as hell have it coming. So she's there to cuss him out. She's like, Teddy Bear, Teddy Boy, or is it? Yeah, she says, she tells him, it's Danny. It's Danny, Teddy Boy. Or is it my scum of the scumbag brother-in-law? Or is it Teddy Bear? You tell me, It's Teddy Bear, So Nicole hears the doorbell ring. Ding dong. She asks the person, hey, y'all, just leave it on the front step. I'll get it. And so she's laying on the couch, chilling, relaxing, taking a breather because it's been a rough 2 days. And that fucking Leslie walks in there wearing her diabolical black. You already know whenever they wear black, it's some bullshit. All black. So Nicole asks her, how does she get beyond the gates? She's like, I got the codes from Eva. Say it figures. She's like, I'm going to have that shit changed. Now get the hell out of my house. So Leslie was like, I know you hate me, but I need you to hear me out. There's something I need you to know. And we find out. One thing about Paramount Plus is that they give you teasers. We find out that damn Leslie is around there telling people that it was Eva who tried to kill Laura on that motorcycle. When she comes in there dressed in the outfit that she was wearing the night that she tried to kill Laura. Girl, I can't wait for Shanice to reveal to everybody that Leslie is the person of that fake nurse that came in there. Shanice is going to win. Shanice and Eva are going to work together. Shanice better, because she was the only one that had a conversation with the fake nurse that tried to come in there and kill Laura. So I hope, because Shanice don't give a fuck. Shanice like, try me, bitch. We could scrap right here. Her, Danny, and Leslie, girl, that's a fight to watch. So Shanice is going to be that voice. And of course, Leslie is going to lie and say, that wasn't me. But nobody believes you, girl. Nobody believe your ass. They believe Shanice. Shanice is going to do that. And like everybody else is saying, I want Shanice to get with Derek. She wants him. I don't want Ashley to be with Andre. Andre is in love, or he is in deep light with Danny. And I want it to stay that way. Don't put them together. I don't want Ashley and Andre together. I don't. It's weird. Not because of the interracial dynamic. It's just, I don't think that if they was going to replace anybody, they should have replaced Ashley. Not no fine ass Ted. Nobody still knows why he's not going to be there anymore. Nobody. Nicole said on her, Nicole or Daphne said on the live, is that she reached out to him and to see how he was doing. He's doing fine. He hanging out, doing him. And she wanted to leave the door open for him to say what happened, but he never did. So, but they've been working with Keith. Keith has been in there. He's came right on in there again. They had the episode number 100 and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Maybe he felt a little uncomfortable about the plot line. Maybe he didn't think that, this was going to be big. But he spent so many months, rehearsing and promoting and taping. And you're just going to leave unless he got a role of a lifetime. Maybe he got a role of a lifetime in another movie or another show. Maybe he did. But, man, I think that's a bad loss, for us. Because I think that Keith is fine now. He can sing. He can sing. Maybe they'll have him singing on the show. But all right, I'm done, y'all. It was an okay episode. I was all right. It was okay. It was soft, because again, we've been drinking from a fire hose since last Thursday. So Friday, we was sipping today. It was a nice sip. We sipped, swallowed, took it in, sipped, swallowed, took it in. And I like stuff like that. But I do like them fire hose, though. I do. We need it. We need those fire hose moments. So let me get off of here. I'm running at 38 minutes. So y'all take it easy. Be blessed. Remember, you got this. You got it. All right. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.